It's currently set to using Diceroll's audio, and it looks like the race began. Sorry about the delay, everyone. I did my best to speed up that process. But the race has officially started, and here we are in Area 1. Not much to be said about Area 1. It's pretty casual in terms of the way you go about doing the rooms, although there are some doubles that you can set up to speed the room along, as well as some minor time saves in regards to optimizing your movements and how you handle ghost suck-ups.
Yeah, we'll probably see Szkozzy attempt this movement called an execution called twirls. Basically, you spin the vacuum either up and down or side to side to get the ghost to actually get faster than the suck up.
Right, and I would imagine that these spinners will do that. There's some technicality to that. The timers are not synced. Oh no. I can't do anything about that, so...
It seems like they're on roughly the same pace.
Just pretend that Diceroll is going so fast that time around him is actually slower relative to where Szkozzy is. But it's okay, because they're actually at the same area. So both of them doing pretty well with their double execution. Szkozzy is about to get his second double into him, Diceroll doing it the same. Szkozzy actually did it slightly faster, but it's fine. There's not really too much of a difference in that. As I'm sure you've heard in previous runs, the races, like you ghosts that need double because only one on the right starts the next wave's timer from going down, so you only gotta do that one before you get the other one. Both of them getting doubles, pretty self-explanatory.
Yes. Szkozzy just finishing up wardrobe room right now. Diceroll actually losing both of the ghosts in the double, the second one.
Szkozzy's gonna make his way to the portrait ghosts now and do Neville, which is great. Get to suck him up, just like all the other ghosts.
That is what this game is about.
If you didn't know, this game is about sucking ghosts.
Mario! Mario!
But Diceroll is playing on the NTSU version of this game, and Szkozzy is playing on the NTSJ version of this game, which means that for Area 1, Diceroll has an advantage. However, for all of the subsequent areas, Szkozzy has an advantage. So it balances out. Although Japanese is technically about 30 seconds faster than the non-Japanese text, so Szkozzy does technically have a bit of an inherent advantage just based on that alone.
True.
Now he's sucking up Lydia as Diceroll is already at half health and on his way to Lydia.
And I didn't even recognize Dice's health, honestly. It's not something you usually look at in Area 1.
Mario!
No, but in the NTSCU version of this game, you take double damage compared to the NTSCJ version of this game, so that does put Diceroll in a small disadvantage in that regard, because every hit he takes will count as 2 for Szkozzy.
Yeah, and some of the setups you do in this game do require you to take a little bit of damage, so...
Yeah. Not so much in no out of bounds as much as in any percent or other out of bounds categories, but there are some rooms, for example, the hidden room, where you can take damage deliberately there to despawn some bats. You don't have to, but that is a strat that you can do. And
Diceroll grabbing the heart, the big heart in Chauncey's dresser, so that way he has enough health to be able to set up the second ball catching in Chauncey's battle.
Yes, he should have had enough health anyway to do it. However, I think he also wants to make sure that he gives himself a bit of leeway in case he accidentally gets hit by something also, so he will push Chauncey across the floor while he's doing his bounces, which also does damage. So I don't know if he actually makes up the time he had taken to get the heart from doing those strats. But I'm going to just save it. Skozzy's going for the first ball catch here. He gets it beautifully. There he goes, draining Chauncey's health, letting go pretty high. Yeah, it is a bit faster to let go high if you're not signing it at optimal speed than to wait until it goes down to 50. So Skozzy did handle that well. Obviously, I think he would have preferred to suck it up optimally, but you know, it can't be helped. Commentators, can you yell, please? Okay, I'm about to yell for you guys. Ready? Alright, we're gonna see. I haven't used this in a really long time.
Skozzy actually getting a 559 key, Chauncey key. That is a very good time.
There, someone tell me how good the audio is now. Diceroll just about to get his Chauncey key.
Yep.
He's getting a 630 Chauncey key. No, a 631 Chauncey key. So, Skozzy is definitely a bit ahead, although anything can happen, you never know.
As we saw in yesterday's race. With, forget who raced, I know Blue Hits and Mac. So.
Thanks guys, I'm good at audio. So, during this cutscene, I think we can discuss the fact that I have no idea how much money either of these runners have currently, so I don't know if any of them get to skip counting the money and save a second. Skozzy does not. He looked like he had one of all 3 pearl types. Diceroll's a bit early in the cutscene if you need to know. Basically, the game counts how much money you have after each area, but if you don't have any money whatsoever, then the game skips counting and that saves about a second.
Yep. Alright, and now we'll get to see if Diceroll gets area 1 low percent, which he does.
He does not either. So far, there aren't any ridiculous advantages. We'll see how early release goes for these two.
Absolutely, the RNG in this game is a big factor. So.
As he's making his way down towards the ballroom, he will do some Shy Guy doubles, utilizing the signature Skozzy Scare Skip strat to optimize the cycles in which he can get the Shy Guy doubles.
Yes.
Gets the first double flawlessly. Well, almost flawlessly, but pretty flawless.
It was very well done, that is for sure.
Same with the second double. Nearly flawless there, and then the third one as well. You know, this is a nearly flawless run, Skozzy.
Yeah, Skozzy's playing very well.
One could argue almost perfectly.
It's true. Now let's see if early release will be nice to him. No.
It is not, so he is losing 10 seconds and can do nothing about it.
Nope. Well, let's see here. Diceroll also getting the scare skip for the Shy Guys.
But unlike Skozzy, Diceroll didn't get the Shy Guys masks off optimally, so it does, you know, help with his cycles, as you can see, with him taking damage on the second cycle.
And the orange Shy Guy actually despawning on him, which I think loses him about 3 seconds.
3 to 4, but it can lose a lot more depending on how much time you have to take to get it again while you're doing
And he
the
actually
other
just
Shy
lost the
Guys.
pink and the orange one again. I'm not sure if he was trying to set up a triple or what was going on there, but...
He was probably trying to set up a triple, but I don't know if he knew how to do that properly.
Yes.
So, all in all, I think that probably costs him 10 seconds, maybe even more. But hey, if he
gets early release.
So you had the same thought there. Early release will save him, but will it?
Nope. Oh, he did.
It does. Nice.
That was an interesting early release. It definitely took a little bit longer than usual.
I would argue it didn't. I just think it's hard to tell because there's no audio, and I usually go by the audio cue. Skazzy doing push or skip, as you would expect. Getting, I think that's a 959 boost, so pretty good.
959. I saw 1001 on my screen.
Oh, well, even so, it's not
It was
bad.
a good one. It was a good blue release regardless.
Anything around that time is fine.
Diceroll also getting poster skip.
Great. You can save a few seconds by sucking up the poster before the wave of ghosts spawns. Getting a good double there as well.
Yes.
Ho ho ho. So Diceroll here getting a 1052 boo release.
Yep.
What would you guys in the chat like for Christmas? Why don't you sit on my lap and tell me? Skazzy getting flawless RNG there. I'm gonna use the word flawless as much as I can during this run. Will his execution be flawless? And it is. Look at that wonderful tech skip.
Now let's see if he gets flawless RNG in this room. No, he does not.
He gets almost flawless RNG, but in fact, one could say the second worst RNG. The only way that could have been any worse RNG is if the boost switched before he got to the last object.
Then wouldn't that have been the third worst? Because the second worst would be the middle.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Either way,
getting perfect RNG in the wardrobe room.
Indeed, indeed. So he is still mirror warping at 1150 on my screen, which is a very good time to mirror warp at.
Absolutely.
Although,
Diceroll might not be as lucky here for tech skip as there is.
I know Skazzy has very high standards for his early game. He'll probably say something effective that's 23 seconds slower than he wants, but in my opinion, it's a very decent time.
It's a very good run. Diceroll not getting tech skip though.
That's unfortunate. And as you can see, the difference between getting that text skip and not is pretty substantial. The first boo has a much longer text than any of the other boos in the game do, so it's pretty important to get that text skip if you want to optimize the time save.
Absolutely. Now, how much time does text skip actually save there, Foop?
About 8 seconds. Some people say 10, but I'm pretty sure it's about 8.
I guess it would depend on the version.
Yeah, that's true, actually. You make a good point.
So, Skazzy getting not the worst RNG, but not the greatest, but...
Diceroll going to the bottom area of the room for this. I'm not sure why, but he still mirror warps, so good on him. He could have gotten a few frames of time saved there if he went closer to the mirror, but that's alright. An issue.
Yeah.
Now Skazzy's going to ignore this toad and get this key. Looks like Diceroll tried to do boo double setup there. I'm glad it didn't work out because that would have been ridiculous. Although, perhaps he would have surprised us and gotten a boo double.
If he had gotten that, I think that could have changed.
If he had gotten that, he deserves to be marked as the winner of this race.
Yeah, I was going to say, end the race early right there.
Boo double probably stays about 4 to 6 seconds. So he wouldn't have completely overtaken Skazzy, but he would have definitely given himself some style points.
Oh, interesting, going for actually checking the painting rather than last, checking it second.
But you know what? It worked out for him in the end. So.
It really did. So. And Skazzy now doing the first setup with the grabbers in Mirror Room.
And now, surprisingly, he's going to do the second setup for the grabbers in the Mirror Room as well. And he's going to execute a fire warp strat. Well, it's a safe warp strat. Yeah, you know what? I'm giving him a lot of credit here. He hasn't done it yet. I shouldn't assume things, but I'm going to assume that he's going to do it.
Ooh.
Bad RNG
Again,
but, you know.
Yep. Now let's see here. Skazzy does get save warp.
Well, now he gets save warp.
True, he could have accidentally forgot to save and then reset his console too early.
Or turned his console off and then had to go through the Wii menu.
I've done both of the things that were mentioned.
I have too. I think during a race but
Oh, really?
yeah, I believe I turned my Wii off during one of my tourney races last year instead of resetting it.
Oh. I think that's why a lot of runners just use the safe bet and just use start BNX.
Yeah, although that does pose the risk of causing a C-stick neutral position to be incorrect, and then you have to unplug and re-plug in your controls. It's a real annoyance.
Oh, I was unaware of that.
So if you're ever spinning around randomly for no reason, it's probably because you used the controller to save warp. Skoszy almost getting really good butler there, but unfortunately he missed it and has to go and get him from around the corner.
Diceroll checking 2 objects instead of just waiting to see if the boo's in the first one. Interesting strat, but still got save warp regardless. Much slower save warp. He waited it until after he was done talking.
You can actually press the reset button on the next frame after you press the A button to start saving the game, and it will count and it won't corrupt your file or anything, so it's very quick if you do it. You don't have to wait for the save to be done. Skoszy here setting up his chest cutscene skip regarding the hat in the washroom.
Let's see if he gets the hat skip here. Oh, not
He
getting
does
hat
not.
skip though. Has to watch the treasure chest animation.
Some people refer to that skip as hat skip. That's technically incorrect, but it does involve a hat and it does skip something, so I'll give it a pass. Yeah. It is a chest cutscene skip because it skips the chest cutscene, but that's not fun, so I'm gonna call it the hat cutscene skip.
Hat cutscene skip. I don't know why I've always called it hats, and I but it's just like it stuck with me, so I'm going with it.
I called it hat skip during the tourney last year, but I'm a better man now. I know better.
Oh, okay. Alright, I'll be better for the match later tonight then.
So Skoszy's now in the hidden room, and he's going to use the strat that I mentioned earlier, where he summons the bats during the spawning of the ice ghost.
To avoid getting hit and ghost breaking off, and he's actually going for quad.
And he gets a
which
really
isn't
good
too
quad.
hard. Yes, it was a very nice quad, which isn't too hard, but it is a little bit more advanced than going for a triple.
I would argue that you should go for a safe quad if you can't do the regular quad instead of a triple, which is just by lighting them all on fire a second time. But either way, Skoszy got fine.
Early after actually flashing the grabber ghost. Luckily, the grabber ghost did not despawn, but cutting it close, and he is going to have to just not let the treasure chest be open and go right into Butler's room to suck him up so that way he doesn't despawn.
Skoszy almost getting Longibu test skip there. I think the reason that didn't work was because he wasn't down enough when he started the sucking of it. He went down right, but I don't think he went all the way down. I've noticed, and I could be wrong here, that it's a lot more consistent for me if I have a completely downward movement before I start moving to the down right.
I don't even know how to do laundry tech skip, so...
Well, there's a legendary tutorial by a legendary speedrunner called Michael T00 in which he explains laundry tech skip in the bathroom at AGDQ.
Interesting. Diceroll not taking a picture of the mouse hole after he enters, though.
Yeah, Diceroll's playing on NCSCU, so I think he's just choosing to avoid even bothering for now.
But I do believe that
the better melody song here. He's getting the water theme, which means he does not have to press the up input on his control stick and save 0.1 second.
Man, that 0.1 second could be crucial for him in the later run, so...
You never know. King Brew is hard.
That's true.
Skoszy getting the key and summoning the brew, doing pretty well there.
Yep. That was pretty solid RNG. And now Skoszy will now be going to get the water medallion.
His water medallion should be a 1936, I believe. So that's a pretty good time, to be honest. That's more or less where a lot of higher level runners tend to get when they do their water medals. I know Skoszy is like on a higher tier than a lot of the ones who have 59, so he probably would prefer to get less than 19 altogether, but in a race environment you can't expect perfection, I suppose.
Yep. And it looks like your prediction was right with a 1935.
Look at that, Skoszy surpassing my expectations every time.
Diceroll now doing Melody. It'll be interesting to see what kind of RNG he gets for this.
Indeed.
Will you say
SceZzy
that?
getting wonderful RNG for the boo here, and oh, SceZzy attempting to set up Scoop Skip, but not doing it very effectively, and as a result has to put the boo all the way on the right side of the room. Unfortunate. He's trying to get a skip there using the towel on using the sheet on the table there, but he didn't do it effectively. Now he's talking to Spooky, or I suppose harassing Spooky, while watering the plant for good luck.
Yes.
Summoning Mr. Bones on the left side of the room.
A little bit of a slow execution there, but doesn't seem like he's too phased or lost much time by it.
And he had a near flawless Spooky suck up as well.
Yes, this is true. And now we get to see the graveyard. There's a
you get to do a really cool double here.
SceZzy going for a long double. That was interesting, but still getting it nonetheless. And now something very important to realize about Bogmire's cutscene is do not do any other input besides right trigger, as it will possibly spawn Bogmire in a different location than where he is normally supposed to be located.
Yes, you see, Bogmire's spawn point is dependent on the position that Luigi is in the room, and there are 3 points in this cutscene in which the game resets Luigi's position, and during those resets you can actually move him very slightly, and in doing so that can cause Bogmire's spawn point to change, and then you have to move to places that you aren't familiar with, and that can lose you time.
Yep. SceZzy looks like Bogmire's
He's getting
control, but SceZzy does get
very
the one cycle.
quick one cycle. He had a little bit of difficulty keeping control at first, and he sacrificed a little bit of optimization in order to keep control, but ultimately did a very good Bogmire nonetheless. I think it was a 2206 Bogmire key.
Yes, it was.
Very good. That puts him at a 58 pace so far, so we'll see if he manages to keep that going.
Diceroll.
I guess he could be at 57 pace if he played really well too, so you know what, let's hope for 57.
It is interesting to see where Diceroll is taking this, not taking damage.
I think he's trying to keep his health up because after all he is going to take double damage. You don't really lose too much health when you get bitten by Spooky, but he might just
even
be
in
trying
English
to keep
version,
it
I think. Yeah, I was gonna say even in English version, I think you lose about 12 to 16 health max.
Yeah, because you can spin the sticks really rapidly while you're getting the bite, and then you'll just latch off immediately.
Exactly. But maybe Diceroll's not comfortable with shaking on Spooky quite yet, so he's a little bit skeptical about doing the.
He also doesn't get the double, unfortunately. He wasn't left enough, basically, is why that didn't work. So in future runs, more to the left.
Yes. Let's see how Area 3 treats SceZzy as we approach that.
And we shall take note of Diceroll's Bogmire and see if he manages to get a legendary Bogmire 1 cycle.
This is true. I do hope Dice is aware of the fact that not to put in anything else besides right trigger.
Yeah, Luigi looks like he's in his normal position, so I think Dice didn't touch anything. SceZzy gonna fall down the well, break his kneecaps.
Bogmire is spawning in his original spot.
Bogmire is moving in the middle of the room.
One cycle.
Oof.
I could have predicted that he lost control.
Idea at the very end there to regain control, but unfortunately I think he just couldn't get it fast enough for it to affect his run, so 2 cycle, not the slowest 2 cycle ever, but a 2 cycle nonetheless.
Yep, and SceZzy now entering the cutscene where Luigi first. There you go.
SceZzy not getting optimal movements on that key grab, but that's alright, it's only a second or so, maybe even less.
Yep, and I don't think he's too worried about losing Little amounts
He
of
also
time
didn't
here,
get the stumble skip, so there goes another second. What are you doing?
Well, let's hope he at least gets the water ball shot the first try. Save him a little bit of time from the time he's lost. So how much time does that save shooting the water ball earlier rather than going to the top then?
Shooting the water ball earlier rather than going to the very top of the room saves, I want to say, 5 seconds.
Okay.
It's however long it takes for the door to become openable when you extinguish it, which I think is 5 seconds.
Skozzy catching the first grabber on the ceiling, which is the optimal strat for T-Room.
SpeedGaming also has some really interesting ways to set up the T-Room text skip. He tends to set it up while he spawns the boo rather than while he goes up onto the ceiling, so we're going to see if he manages to do that when he gets the boo as well. That is pretty good though, because he can actually set it up on both tables, so it doesn't matter where the boo is, he can still set up his text skip.
Yep.
And as you can see, he set it up really well there.
Yep, and I do believe he's going to get... No, he was tugging onto the other tablecloth as he was sucking the boo. That is unfortunate.
The tables, they traded him. The one on the right and said, wow, that's not the correct table to use. I'm going to put a stop to this. And then it did.
Yes.
But you get the idea. He was supposed to get that sheet and then get a text skip, so you can still clap in amazement.
SpeedGaming getting a very nice execution on Petunia. One would even say flawless.
One might say that, but why would somebody use that word?
Yeah, you're right.
There are so many better words in the English lexicon to choose from, like astonishing and miraculous.
Or stunning.
I could say stunning, I like that one. Stunning is what I will describe SpeedGaming's nanoballs as. Wow, impressive, stunning. And he got a pretty good Nana stuck up too. She was pretty gracious to him, stayed upwards and didn't move too much though. And is Orange Key gonna be stunning? No, it's not. But that's okay, because he seems to have read the radar very well.
Yep. Uh-oh, SpeedGaming getting bonked by the boo, but recovers nicely. Is the boo? It seemed like Diceroll was struggling with the water ball at the bottom of the stairs there.
Yeah, the water shot. Oof. The shot's a little bit harder to get if you don't know where the spot is, but if you know where the spot is, it does have a pretty big hitbox, so just kind of gotta get the general idea. Diceroll doing the ghost suck-ups as you should. Very good.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that the tea room door is directly above the weight room door.
Yes, the doors are parallel to each other in that regard. However, when you shoot your water ball, you also have to keep in mind the fact that there's a 3D space, so you could shoot it too far ahead and then it'll go, you know, against the wall before it reaches up to the door, stuff like that.
Yep, SpeedGaming, it appears to be going for the triple.
And he's doing it in a very unusual way. He managed to pull it off.
That made me nervous.
Getting attacked by the boo,
guys.
but it looks like Diceroll's managing to keep the boo, so that's good. I didn't expect that.
And it'll be interesting. Let's hope SpeedGaming gets the moonshot first try.
Will he surprise us with a 360 no scope?
Ooh, that would be quite tasteful if I do say so myself.
I would argue flawless. New plan, everyone. Let's start using the word flawless in incorrect context.
Yes, I do agree. Flawless is a flawless word.
I agree. I'm feeling flawless about that. Speaking of flawless,
not going for the 360.
No, he had a little bit of hesitance there on his angle, but he still got the moon.
Yep. And I believe, I wasn't looking at the timer, but I believe it's a 29.25 to a 29.20.
Very good time. That's a very good time for my level, so that's probably like a mid 58, maybe even lower. assuming he keeps that pace.
Diceroll not exactly doing yarn balls optimally, or actually yarn balls are kind of messing with him a little bit.
Yeah, you want to get the ball that goes to the right of the room first so that you can avoid having to do what he just did there.
Yep. And
Because the
let's
balls
see
do
if the
have...
RNG...
the balls have also no bad RNG there. The balls have set patterns of movement that they go to, so one of them will always go to the right of the room, and that's what you want to do first to avoid that situation happening.
Diceroll getting arguably some of the worst RNG that you can get in Nana's room.
But Boo is being pretty nice to him, so he should have no problem getting it as long as he doesn't panic over those pearls, which he didn't. Oh, oof, double cackles that I didn't see.
Yes, it was very unclear double cackles. Oh, goes into the bathroom now. But not to worry, it is a lit room, so troubles to catch it.
Correct.
And
is in the projector room getting his grabbers.
Let's see how he sets up the double. Some people shake the top one off. He goes for the bottom one though. And getting that successfully, and we're about to see him set up the triple. Which he also gets as well, which is nice to see.
Looks like the Boo will be on the right of the room. And he is checking the Boo. Will it be the Boo? It will not. That's alright.
It seems like he is in the bottom right speaker.
Well, I would say top right speaker, but I guess direction is relative. It would have been bottom left to Luigi's position when grabbing the glove.
This is true. As we mirror warp there, you could hear Bankshot's heart beating.
Wow, how flawless. Guys, don't you just love Bankshot? He clearly loves all of you.
Ooh, steady RNG treating Skuzzy nicely through.
And of course, he pulls that off really well, gets the fire at the same time while provoking the Boo to charge him. Really good movement there. Skuzzy go for pretty fast mobile spinning as well.
Yep.
I meant to say flawless mobile spinning, but I wanted to leave you guys in suspense before I did. Pretty okay RNG for the twins as well.
Yes.
And Diceroll's moonshot is a hit, not a miss. One could argue that these two never miss, huh? So Skuzzy's getting one of the twins. He's getting Henry. Henry is named after Henry Ford, the inventor of the car. And the other twin, Orville, is named after Orville Redenbacher, the inventor of popcorn.
Hence why Orville's plane is actually red and yellow. It's popcorn. Makes sense.
And it's also a play on the name Redenbacher. Nintendo really thought this very thoroughly. Skuzzy doing pretty good on the Boo there. Ooh, really good RNG for Skuzzy in Chauncey's room as well.
Yep. And now,
oh, I forgot to say, get the child beater. So now Skuzzy's going into Lydia's room, where he will proceed to set up a text skip on her bed. I say Lydia's room, but I guess it's Lydia and Neville's room. Or Biff's.
Or you can just say the master bedroom.
I could say that, but I don't speak Japanese.
Wait, say more Biff's?
I did, but to be honest, that's kind of a lame theory. Skuzzy doing great on the tech skip, getting the mirror warp and leaving.
Diceroll not getting the double in the projector room though, unfortunately. Let's see if he at least gets the triple though.
So Skazzy is about to take part in the most exciting part of this video game, which is pressing the A button and then the B button alternatingly for 90 seconds.
Nothing beats this.
So while he does that, it's my favorite part. I have the buffest forearms in the entire LM community members.
Alright. Who have you compared to so far?
TheOfficialSkozzy.
Okay, fair enough.
And let me tell you, I have much thicker forearm than that individual. One could say my forearms are flawless. They might even be considered 5 arms. I'm gonna stop now. So Diceroll is heading into the study to get his booze.
Let's see if the RNG treats him nice in here. See? It did.
It does, but his execution slightly varied, but not the biggest deal because he does have quite a bit of fire, so it didn't lose him any time. In fact, I would probably say he did the boost like faster than Skazzy because he didn't have to provoke it into charging.
Yes, and
Skazzy is in the lead right now. He has quite a substantial lead as well.
And he is about to suck up Madame Clairvoyant simply by spinning the C-stick.
That is what Skazzy was doing there, and it's pretty optimal. Generally, or I guess exactly what you want to do with Clairvoyant is you want to be pulling against her for 10 frames, pulling towards her for 1 frame, and then further against her again for 10 frames. However, by spinning the control stick, you essentially mimic that input, so that's a much faster, or I guess much more consistent way to do it without messing up, because it is a very awkward set of movements to do optimally if you don't just spin the C-stick.
Very interesting. Diceroll got Henry quite nicely, and he is now going for Oroville.
Wonderful. He's getting those children. Skazzy's getting ice, and he's going to make his way to the Safari Room. Where he will then fight the hidden Safari Room ghost, which shoots Luigi with a gun. What is Diceroll doing? Is he doing that on purpose? No, okay, he's not. I think he was trying to set up the text skip there. He could have done it too. He could have surprised us all.
It's true, I haven't seen anyone do that text skip, and actually
there's a clip of Blueheads doing it, but aside from him, I've never seen anybody do it.
I can't remember who it was, but I seen it maybe like a year and a half ago, someone did it.
That's one of the few strats or whatever in this game that I've never actually done yet. I've done pretty much everything else except that and Blue Double.
I think when I first started, because that was when I first started, that was one of the strats I seen, and I'm like, alright, I'll go for it, whatever. Never got it, so I just gave up.
When I got back into running this game after my break, the strat that made me motivated to run again was actually the T-Room text skip. So, thanks, Super, for discovering the T-Room text skip. You're super.
No,
Diceroll here? You're right, his name is A Flawless. Diceroll getting a flawless text skip, and you're...
Skazzy is actually going to now head over to the third boss fight in the game, which is Bulossus.
He's also expending all of his ice, because who needs ice, am I right?
Exactly. All but one. Oh, never mind, there that goes too.
Wow, as if on cue.
Diceroll deciding to go on the left side of Madame Clairvoyant if you're speaking in direction relative.
Yes, it's her left, and his
right.
front.
And our right.
You're right. Actually, no. Luigi is. So,
it's not hard to confuse with stop.
Luigi, or rather Skazzy, is on his way to fighting. I guess they both are, if you think about it.
Who's controlling? I have a question in the speedrun. Who's controlling who? Is Luigi controlling you, or are you controlling Luigi?
I believe you meant to say who's controlling whom. Will not tolerate improper grammar in this stream.
I apologize, sir.
Skazzy doing pretty well. Is he going to get all of them?
What a one cycle.
Wowie.
Okay, there is one that has appeared to run off.
It got stuck behind the unicorn sculpture. That happens more often than you'd think, and it's really annoying because there's no real way to stop that from happening.
That's true, but still getting a 39.52, or I should probably claim it at Gulas's key. 40.02 Gulas's key.
40.02 Chauncey key. Wow.
A world record.
That's my PB.
I literally like got off school and just like ran home so that way I didn't miss commentating.
Did you have toast in your mouth?
No, I didn't eat anything. I'm hungry.
Well, perfect time to grab some food is this cutscene. I hope you can make food in like 1 minute and 15 seconds. That's a complete arbitrary guess on how long that cutscene is, by the way. I have no idea how long this cutscene is.
I think you're probably close. It's definitely within the realm of 1 minute until like 1 minute 30. And Diceroll losing Clairvoyant.
But not the way you'd expect.
At least it went out into the hull.
I guess that's
that way
better.
He doesn't have to go through 2 doors.
Like, to be honest, he probably doesn't lose any time, or at least very minimal time. Oh, did he not get the key?
Oh, it does, because he didn't get the key first.
That's no good.
No, it is not. So that will actually lose him more time than it to me.
Who needs a minute with cup noodles? Who needs a minute with uncooked cup noodles? Just crunch on that.
Exactly. I've actually done that before. It's not that bad.
I will take your word for it and never to test it myself. Will Diceroll remember ice? He does.
He does. Skozzy heading back up to the balcony.
Hey, they're both going through the same hallway at the same time.
That's actually fairly in sync.
What is this parallel universe? Skozzy not getting the flashlight skip there. Unfortunate, he just lost half a second. The run's over.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at that perfectly synced door opening. I love this. This race is so close.
Diceroll is playing in the alternate version of Luigi's Mansion where it's dark as you complete them.
Yeah, he's playing in the American version. That's why it's different.
Exactly. It's almost as opposite as Palace.
Yeah, you know how like Pokemon Sun and Moon are like day and night? Kind of like that, but America and Japan, because they are very far apart on their time zones. So, again, Nintendo really thought this stuff through.
Yes, they did. Skozzy triggering a blackout.
He sure is.
It'll be interesting to see if Grimly is nice to him or if he's going to waste all of Skozzy's time that he's saved up to this point.
Interestingly, there's no limit on how long Grimly can wait before he shows his heart, so it is theoretically possible for Diceroll to take the lead if Grimly treats Skozzy very, very badly.
I did not know that. That is scary to think about.
Yes, although generally it shows his heart very quickly. However, there is no hard limit to how long he can wait, so it is theoretically infinite.
So let's see how long it takes for Grimly to show his heart. 2 seconds.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Wonderful. And Diceroll is currently doing the Bulas's cutscene, so we'll take a look at his Bulas's fight as well. Skozzy has a substantial lead, so he'll probably try to go for Breaker Brew in this.
I want to see a runner do it. I want to see if a runner will ever catch Celebu upside down if they have a substantial lead. That would be interesting to see.
I'll do it my next race just for you.
Oh, I've got to commentate that then.
I wonder if you can use that to... No, I guess that's not how that works. I was going to say to clip back upstairs, but I don't know if that would work.
Congratulations, you have piqued everyone's interest and everyone's going to try it. I feel like you might just break the game.
Well, you could probably use the warps to clip upstairs, but I don't know how you'd manage to pull that off.
Diceroll getting the same move movement two blues were actually stuck behind the unicorn sculpture on the other side.
Scotty's struggling with this breaker brew. I don't know if he's gonna manage.
No, he does not. Escapes on 26 health.
He handled it well, and if breaker brew is
Diceroll
nice,
getting a double Diceroll recovering very nicely on the second cycle. Very cool.
breaker brew can go back into the breaker room after you leave the cellar, and if breaker brew does that, then it doesn't really lose any time compared to having not tried breaker brew. So Skozzy will hope that that's where he goes and not into the pipe room, because if he goes into the pipe room, then Skozzy's going to have to light up the pipe room and get brew, and that can take a long time.
Yes. And Skozzy actually losing cellar brew as well.
Skozzy has no choice now but to keep the room, or rather to keep the booze by mirror warping out of armory instead of safe warping, so I guess he literally has no choice but to try pipe brew, or rather pipe room now.
Yep, that is quite unfortunate to lose both of them, but Skozzy was on the opposite side of the room as the as cellar booze, so that is where all the double cackles came into play.
So, this is Luigi's Mansion, anything can happen. I would say that if Diceroll plays flawlessly, who knows how much time he could save.
This is true. Oh, that is true, but it's just to bring up a point as Skozzy is going back upstairs. Breaker Boo actually could have went back into the breaker room as he was doing so.
Yeah, Skozzy didn't check when he went in breaker room, but, you know, he could. We'll just have to see.
Yep, Scott. This will definitely be interesting to see how this plays out now, especially with Skozzy losing two boos in the basement.
So, Skozzy's now going to go to the Clockwork Soldiers, whose official name on the English text is the Clockwork Soldiers, I believe. However, in the Spanish text of this game, they all actually have individual names, much like Henry and Orville do. I'm not Spanish and I don't know them, but that is
I know
bit of trivia.
Claudio and Rodriguez. I don't remember the third one.
I don't have the desire to check, but I will take your word for that, because you're probably right. Skozzy getting a good double setup here. Let's see how well he executes it. Oh, they're doing really well. I love this. That is a flawless double.
Chat did, and so it's Claudio, Rodriguez, and Francisco.
There you go. Thanks, chat. Why aren't you all commenting? Why can't we have text-to-speech on Instagram that just reads the chat out loud?
I think it would cause chaos.
That's what I live for. Here on the Luigi's Mansion Community Members Discord. So Skozzy doing really well on the Shy Guys, doing really well on the super fast double there. I forgot exactly who created that double setup. I think Minnie did, but I don't know for sure. Where you despawn the ice on one of the ghosts while they're spawning, so you don't have to wait for him to reach the other ghost.
Not gonna lie, until Blue Hits match yesterday, I didn't even...
Well, there you go. That's Skozzy strat. Okay, well then I'm going to say that Skozzy is a flawless speedrunner who is really fast. But I didn't want to drop a name there just because, you know, I didn't know who did it. I say that, but I did drop a name. But I said maybe. So, you know, much like everything I say, take it with a grain of I could be just wrong.
Alright, Grimly not being super nice to Diceroll. 10 seconds have passed. Diceroll keeps facing Grimly. There we go.
Wonderful.
13-second Grimly for Diceroll.
Facing Grimly entirely out of spite, I'm sure.
The hatred that Diceroll has for Grimly is inevitable at this point.
Meanwhile, I love Grimly. I would cosplay as Grimly if I had a knife.
I've never actually experienced a long Grimly before, so I can't say I hate.
Oh, trust me, I've experienced some long Grimleys, if you get what I'm saying.
Oh god.
Anyway, before I go any further with that, Scott's doing really well here in the armory.
Alright, I'm good.
Right, so he's getting armory through really well. Wonderful. Flawless. And he's gonna remember not to save, right? Yes, okay, great. Will Diceroll hit us with the Breaker Boo?
No.
He really had nothing to lose. He should have gone for it.
This is true. Diceroll is actually the one who mentioned doing Stellar Boo upside down, so
I hope he does it. I want to see that.
Great.
I want to see him clip back into the hallway.
I'm curious, if he clips upstairs, that mean he'll be upside down when he goes upstairs too, or will he clip back right side up?
If he clips using the pad on the ceiling, he will be right side up when he clips upstairs.
Okay, gotcha.
Because that's how it works when you clip using the one in the T room. So I assume that's how it would work theoretically on this as well.
It does not look like Diceroll. Oh, I think Diceroll might be trying to set up.
Of course he is. He better.
No, he did not. Oh man.
That's unfortunate. And he loses the boo as he did. Oh no, he doesn't. I was gonna say as he deserves to, but I was a bit hasty there.
Wow, deserves to. That's a little bit harsh there, Foop.
You know, I critique people because I care about them.
No, okay, gotcha.
I just want to see people improve, and if insulting and berating their gameplay is the only way to do it, then I must bear that burden myself.
I mean, Diceroll's doing fairly good. I think about 2 months of him playing this game.
Let's do like a good cop, bad cop thing with these commentary. So I'll just insult and berate their gameplay, and then you can say really nice things about them.
Alright, sounds good.
So Skozzy is getting his fire here. Unfortunately, it seems like he is still not ahead of his PB. So in my opinion, I think he should just be set and give Diceroll the win. I mean, it's not like he's gonna one cycle anyway, so he really should just stop now while he's ahead.
And Skozzy actually proving you wrong, actually one cycling and still has a substantial lead against Dice. So I do believe he should keep going, and he will win this match to move on.
See, I told you, it works really well. We should do this more often.
This is great.
I should insult people in real life, too.
That can end poorly.
So Skozzy got a double cackle at the very beginning there. I hope that doesn't mess this up too much for him.
But he can recover that.
And
he does.
Wonderful.
Beautiful one cycle. A flawless one cycle Weston Boo.
Interesting use of words there. Where'd you get that word from?
I just pulled it out, man. Got a vocabulary in my head.
Yeah, I like to pull things out of things too. Have you seen my Grizzlies?
One would even say I have a flawless vocabulary. Everyone's gonna hate that word after this race.
I hope so. I hope they blacklist that word from chat. So Diceroll got very lucky there and didn't get hit by the soldier, but he was very close to.
Yeah. That was definitely only a few frames from Luigi's big jiggly nose.
Yes, his big jiggly nose. You heard it here first.
Don't know why you decided to use those descriptive words, but going with it.
Description is my middle name.
Is it really?
Yeah, my name is Foop Description Johnson. Didn't you know?
That's an interesting name.
It's very descriptive. So, Skozzy is at Van Gore.
Yes,
you know, he did the latter half of Area 4 so fast, I didn't even commentate any of it. Like, he got all the booze and everything, and I'm like, okay, great.
I don't even know how he did on Armor Boo.
Well, he got a really good Armor Boo, but I didn't even Oh, he looks like he didn't actually attempt to get Breaker Boo. That's probably why I didn't see him do it, because he didn't do it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with a comfortable setup with Van Gore Boo.
That's fair. Yeah, I can see it. I mean, again, he has no reason not to, I guess.
That is true. He could go for a fast 4 cycle for all we care and maybe still win.
Okay, I was corrected. He apparently cleared Pipe Room and Breaker Boo went back into Breaker, so I'm just gonna stop talking about things that I clearly wasn't paying attention to because I was too busy sexualizing Uncle Boy.
What?
I mean, it's what I did. Oh dear.
Diceroll getting hit by the golden ghost in the room, which is
Very
quite
dicey.
unfortunate. Oh my gosh. It'll be interesting to see if he decides to go for the triple, as he sucks on Van Gogh. Should probably think before I speak next time.
Hey, what are you doing? Taking inspiration from me? Because that's a bad idea.
I know it is.
So we'll see how well Skozzy does on Van Gorbu. He should have no problem with this. It's a pretty easy fight if you know how to do it, and I imagine Skozzy knows how to do it considering he taught me how to do it.
Confirmation from chat that the commentary should be political, such as length of Grimly.
Grimly is probably like 6'2" in length, although he doesn't have legs, so I can't tell you exactly how long he is compared to how long he was when he was alive.
That is true. I'm not sure what you call it, but the little like waving thing at the bottom of the go. I don't know if you call that a tail or whatnot, but
Oh, trust me, I know all about little wavy things near the bottom of Grimly. And they are 7 inches.
Poop is the reason there will be no commentary for the tournament.
Skozzy's on a very good pace here. I think he is probably going to get a mid 59.
Yeah, definitely appears so. I like to make the prediction when he actually enters King Boo cutscene, so I do prediction, and I know that's 2 minutes.
Going from the beginning of the foyer to the King Boo cutscene itself takes about 50 seconds. So from the warp to the end of the run is somewhere around 3 minutes. So that's where I got my prediction from.
Okay, gotcha. Alright. And Diceroll now going down to the basement to, I'm assuming, I think Weston.
Yeah, he's going to do pipe room. He only has 38 boos, so he has to get the pipe room and Western Boo first.
Yeah. Grabs all the hearts in cellar room, so that way he's up to 78 health now.
Yes, he doesn't want to get hit by anything in Weston's room because they do 40 HP of damage on his version of the game.
Yep, it's a pain.
We will see if Skozzy gets a King Boo 2 cycle, because if he does, he will have a 59-11, which is 4 seconds faster than my PB.
So even a race, Skozzy is still better than him.
You know, that's just the way it is. It really do be like that sometimes.
It's okay, everyone in this tournament is better than me now. So...
I assume I'm meant to say, no, that's not true. You're fine at the game, but I don't know what your PB is, so I'm just gonna assume you're probably right.
I am right, I have a 106.19.
That's not too bad. Anything under a 110, in my opinion, is pretty good. That's like where you sort of, okay, you can clearly tell that you know enough about the game to get a decent time. Then once you get under 105, I'd say you're pretty good at the game at that point.
And what do you consider the sub 1?
That's high level in my opinion. Some people disagree, but I say anything under sub 1 is high
Skozzy not going to be able to get the 2 cycle now. Unfortunately getting hit by an ice ball and boxed by King Boo in the same cycle.
So he doesn't beat my PB after all. Who is better now?
I mean, should we check the leaderboard?
No, that's fine. Don't worry. Take my word for it. Have I said anything in this commentary that would make you doubt my word at all? No, didn't think so.
Do you want the honest answer?
I just gave you it. No.
Didn't realize you could be in my mind too.
Well, you know, I am me.
This is true.
I am a figment of your imagination, after all.
So this entire time I've just been talking to no one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I guess I got another half hour before the loony bin.
Great.
It was a good run with the y'all. Skozzy finishing with a 59.33.6.
Wonderful. And Diceroll is on his way to Vanguard. So,
Yes.
Skazzy, let me just mark him as the winner real quick before I forget, and then Diceroll takes the lead.
Don't accidentally hit dice roll.
I didn't.
Okay, good.
I guess I should switch the audio to dice rolls as well then. Oof, not gonna click that. Okay, no, it did it automatically. Wow, this is a good system, speed gaming. It saves me having to click on things.
Yeah.
Is that Skazzy in the Discord?
Hello, hi.
Hello.
Hello, Skazzy. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I got my first win in the tourney. Things are great.
Would you argue that you're doing flawlessly?
Sure, yeah. I
Cool.
would say flawlessly like that run was, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, it really was. I didn't note a single mistake at all, so as far as I'm concerned,
Well, I
flawless.
wasn't listening to your commentary and I noticed mistakes, so...
Right, but you see, I'm the commentator, so what I say goes.
Skazzy, if you want to watch this back in your commentary, it's just me and Foop saying flawless constantly.
It pretty much
Yeah, I'll
is. I
probably
think we
watch
used
that.
the word flawless like 50 times in that commentary. There was a good 15 minutes where we spoke about Uncle Grimly in very interesting ways. It was flawless time.
Hey, let's not forget when I said he was sucking on Van Gore.
Anyway,
Honestly.
about my run.
Yeah, about the thing I'm supposed to be talking.
I cleared pipe room and I saw that there was an empty space. So if there's a single empty space, it means the breaker boo isn't in there. Because there's only
Yeah. Okay, I really didn't pay attention to what we were doing in Area 4 most of the time.
Yeah, we just like saw that you were going to Van Gore. What happened, Skazzy?
I did see you do an armory really well, so that was cool. That was something I saw you do in Area 4. So, Skazzy, what would you say is the best part of that run?
I don't know. I executed pretty well on some stuff. I was just happy in general with like most of Area.
Yeah, Area 3 was cool. What would you say was the worst part of your run?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
sort of just fell apart. I wasn't really, you know, because I wasn't gonna get any sort of great pace. So at that point, I was just trying to finish the run. No disrespect to Diceroll, though.
No, of course. Speaking of Dice, he just got Van Gore's key, and now he's on his way to the boo. Well, he's doing the boo now. Let's cheer him on, everyone. Everyone to say dice roll in chat and then scare him into thinking he's needing to see something.
Oh,
important.
dice roll getting a pretty good one cycle, getting him down to 140 health on the first cycle. Oh, he gets a double cackle though, so
He got quite a few double cackles, but still managed to get the boo.
yes, he did. All right, and he does get the save warp, and we can actually right now he's on 3 minutes and 35 seconds to finish.
That's really good pace. It's new any percent world record right there.
No out of bounds. Come on, Foop.
Well, both. I assume if
this
you
is
got
true.
world record in both, you could submit it for both, so it's both.
Fair enough. At least I can't correct you. I should have said and. No out of bounds.
Exactly.
That is my bad. That is my bad. I'm sorry.
You should be. How could you? How could you take this commentary so unseriously?
I'm sorry. Forgive me. So it appears Diceroll will be finishing this game in 2 minutes, getting a 6 minutes and 31 second time.
Wonderful. Will he do it though?
So I do believe that means Diceroll does win this round.
Well, no, he just happened to play faster in RTA, not faster in game, and therefore Skozzy won first.
Ah, gotcha. Right.
It took him a very, very, very long time to press the A button. So, you know.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it looks like the B button if you're colorblind, and also bad with proportions. So I can't blame him too much for keeping the B button pressed.
I'm sure he just had some vertigo.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Exactly.
it happens. He wasn't feeling well anyway, so honestly, I'm gonna cut him some slack there. He's allowed to make horrible mistakes.
Yeah, you know, I understand that sometimes you just need to go scuba diving before you do your things, you know?
Of course. It helps get the nerves out. I mean, that's what I do at least.
Let's see if Diceroll here goes for a 2-cycle on King Boo.
I'd be surprised if he did, but who knows, man? He could get it.
I mean, he doesn't really have...
He's a
It
very
is 106
fast improving player.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
of
gonna say it
course.
is 106.09. I do believe he actually hit 2-cycle.
Yeah, he definitely has a really huge amount of potential in this game, and I've noticed that from the moment I watched him for the first time, and he has gotten 2 cycles before, so I suspect he will probably go for it.
Oh, 243, absolutely.
Look, this
What a
guy's better
first
than me.
cycle.
I didn't even 2-cycle.
Yeah. Well, Skozzy, why didn't you just forfeit at the end? Let Diceroll
Yeah.
clearly take his place.
Exactly.
What can I say? I'm a man of greed. It's all about
It's
winning.
okay. You know what? I agree
Oh
with
no!
you.
Losing like got hit by ice.
Skozzy, why would you do that to him? I know you're greedy, but don't ruin his run.
Look, if you're all powerful, then sometimes you just have to use it.
But you already won. You're just playing with him at this point.
Stop toying with the runners.
Take this seriously. Will he lose all of his HP and die? And more importantly, if he does, will he forfeit?
Nope. Successfully does it and does not get crowned in the process.
I'm the only one clapping for him? Wow, guys. So that was great. Diceroll, I believe, can join as well if he wants to,
Yep.
you know, have a thing, an interview. That's the word.
A thing.
Yeah, a talking amongst us. That's the phrase, right? A conference, a meeting,
A quick little question and answer.
a survey.
How come I didn't get one of those?
Well, I did give you a verbal questionnaire about your run.
That's true. So, Diceroll, how do you feel about your run?
Hold up. Sorry, my speakers are...
Okay.
What's up?
Hi.
How do you feel about your run, Diceroll?
I literally missed everything. Like, everything.
Just right off the bat. You say you missed everything. Did you feel anything went right in?
The 360 that I got on the second cycle, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good strat.
Yes, it is.
360 with scope is better though.
Yeah, and that's really it. I'm dying right now. Oh my god.
Luigi's mentioned six a lot out of you, as you can tell.
Sick run. And yeah. I mean, and I don't mean sick as in like, oh, that's so sick. I mean like, I am
You
sick.
can't
it
use the
literally
word
means,
sick to
you know.
define the word sick.
Yes, I
Be
can.
more descriptive.
Did you see my stream title? I said I'm the sickest speedrunner, literally.
That's so cool. That's a flawless title.
But
So,
yeah, good job, Skozzy. You looked like you did well, I think. Sub 1 hour, probably gets you good, okay.
You look like you did well, I think. Words to live by.
Exactly. It's only you only lost a minute against your PB. That's not actually that bad.
Oh, dude, I have some new thoughts about my PB now that I did this run. I mean, the fact that I don't know, just like halfway through, I was like, how am I less than 10 seconds behind? Ooh. But yeah, see me in losers round, whatever. I'm sure I'll be better by then.
I hope not, because I might be facing you.
Oh, dude. I think I'm easily capable of like 103 by the end of next week.
Well,
You
considering you bought me in the first 2 months of playing this game.
First month.
First month.
Get
This
it
is
right,
week
kid.
3.
Oh no.
Yeah, come on now. If you're gonna lose to someone, at least be accurate about when you lost to someone.
Well, I'm sorry. Someone said 2 months ago. I think it was actually Mac. Started 2 months ago.
I should point out it took Scotty about 1.5 years to bot me, so therefore I'm better than him.
Sure.
Shoot. Let's look at the leaderboard.
But yeah, I don't know. Follow Skozzy, follow me, follow those commentators that apparently didn't talk about the match. I was watching
about the match. I just also spoke about Uncle Emily.
Yeah, I was gonna say we did it in a weird way, but we did talk.
What did you want me to do? Give you a play-by-play? Oh, and now Diceroll is walking northeast as he heads towards the 3rd floor.
No,
that
I
was
think
the commentary that was given like a couple matches ago. I remember.
Okay,
Yeah,
well
but
then I
we're
should have
not
taken
boring.
the manuscript of that commentary and then verbatim wrote off of it.
Oh yeah. I can't even hear right now. My ears are like, whatever that like pressure feeling is when you got a fever. I can't hear you guys.
Yep, I know exactly that feeling.
Yeah, but yeah. I don't know what else to say. Skozzy, any comment?
No, I guess let's just wrap this up.
Yep.
Great. Wrap it up like a Christmas present and I'll put it under your tree.
Okay.
He's been saying that the entire match.
Yes, it's Joven sounded like Santa.
It's true. Alright.
Alright, well, thanks again, guys. I'm a dip. I'm gonna sleep. Bye.
See ya.
Goodbye, everybody.
See you all in the next match.
Thanks for watching.
Thank
Yes.
you for watching.